Okay guys, it's Sunday the 20th of August and we're on the FTSE 100. So let's have a quick recap of this market from last week in relation to that Sunday analysis video, and then we'll have a look at the market for the trading week ahead. Now I should quickly mention, because it is only a couple of weeks away now, as of the 31st of August I am going on holiday. I'm going to try and still do the Sunday analysis videos, but it's completely dependent on internet connection. And basically I'm going through India, through the Himalayas, so internet connection is going to be pretty sporadic. And I am going to be trying to make a vlog of that trip. So I should be able to post that up later in the year also. Okay, so FTSE 100, what were we looking for last week? We had made the very strong move down. We went over how we were expecting pullback. And then we were looking to sell into the pullback. We also went over the key levels down here of support. These are very, very important levels on the FTSE 100 now moving forward. Now the market did pull back, and then we've seen the strong move down coming into the end of last week. Something that is worthwhile going over also. Tuesday the 15th of August, Wednesday the 16th of August, both pin bars. It's important to understand that if you are analysing a market on the higher time frames and then trading on the lower time frames, when you see a pin bar like this, it is not an automatic sign to just start selling into a market. What I went over with subscribers after the pin bar was that there was still the potential there for a rally to come into the market. After the pin bar here, there was still the possibility for a rally to come into the market. And you can see it happened once and twice. When you see a pin bar like this, you're looking for the break below the low to confirm that negativity. Now, it doesn't mean you can't sell into the market. It means that you don't need to just be biased towards selling. I mean, if you had just been biased towards selling, you would have missed the whole rally up on the 16th. There was also a rally up on Thursday the 17th. You're always looking for confirmation as a trader before you start to take it into account with your trading. So coming into next week, this level remains key. Went over a couple of times now how potentially we are setting up into a double top. So we came up, we started going over it when we actually rallied up to here, we came down, we didn't make it, we then pressed that once again, and now we have slammed all the way back down into these key levels. Now, if we start breaking down below these levels, and well, first of all, it's just a key level of support. Then we have the double top. We would be breaking the central pivot of the double top. If that happens, medium term, doesn't have to happen all at once. Medium term on this market, I'd expect it at least to come down into really 7190. But potentially, and more than likely, we'll see it coming all the way down into these previous lows at 71, around about 7140, this whole area down here. So that would be the longer term view if we start to break below this level. And obviously next week, if we break below this level, any sort of pullbacks to then sell into. Once we break down below here, next real level of support, for me, we do have minor levels. We have one around about 7265. There's also one sitting at 7283. However, strong support starts to come back in again at around about 7225, down toward 7210, right here. So if we break below this level, the next sort of spurt of movement, you would expect it to come down into these key levels. With the midpoint being support and resistance taken from back in March. Really, this would be the main level I'll be watching. 7270 down to around about 7250. Now, whilst above this level, it is key support. Actually, on Friday, we were looking for a bullish bounce from this level. If we got down to it, there was a nice bullish bounce. It was actually going into, or near enough into, the close on Friday. We've seen a nice bounce off of this level. Now, into next week, still more than happy to use this for those potential bullish positions. pullback into, let me just mark this in properly, around about 360 down to 340. Good level to look for that resistance if we see the bounce. For the bears to step back in once again and try and force it down below these levels. It's lining up with all these previous spikes down. We also have the MA200 on the daily time frame just slotting into that level of resistance, making it a worthwhile area to keep the eye on. Now, slightly higher, 7380, really up into 7395. Again, key level of resistance. Look for potential sells. Look for potential sells. Happy to look for the buys here. As soon as we start to break, the market is turning very, very negative. More than happy to look for sells at this level. This, if we do see the breakdown, potentially this midpoint for the bullish bounce back up to retest as resistance, and then the continuation. And then, as I've mentioned, the strong support starts down toward 225 and lower. And longer term, we're looking all the way down to 130. So there's quite a few things to keep on the radar. The main thing being, this is now the key level. Want to see how the market reacts here. If it starts to hold here, there's nothing to say that it won't start holding here. We could be producing a double bottom. However, at present, we're just looking at what the market is telling us. We're seeing the first swing, the second swing. We're seeing the lower high on the second touch of a potential double top, and we're now down at that central pivot. So we're looking for the potential break below, which would be the confirmation, and then we'd be expecting that strong bearish correction on the FTSE 100. Okay guys, so that is everything for this week. As always, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you all have a good trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.